Hello. Well, this is a bit of a treat for some of you who've missed my curtain. I'm back, and so is the curtain. Just as creased as it ever was. If anyone wants to complain, I know. Anyway, somebody was talking, okay. This is going to be a quickie, and it's only because I wanted to talk about something I heard on YouTube when yesterday somebody was talking about the Tommy Robinson affair. They might as well have been talking about the Brexit affair when they used the words the British government. And I thought, what government? It's not a government. It's a total shambles. Look, this is how the British government is supposed to work. Basically, there are two big parties. We vote for representatives, and if a preponderance of representatives from one particular party get the vote, then the leader of that party goes to the reigning monarch and requests permission to form a government. Technically, the monarch can refuse that permission, which of course would cause a constitutional crisis, but if there were serious reasons, it's a final bulwark against, for instance, a Nazi party taking control. That's technically. However, that's not the point. The party with the most votes is in power, and from then on the Prime Minister, the leader of that party, is supposed to lead. We have a Prime Minister at the moment who spends more of her time bowing and scraping to the European Commission than she does attending to her own party or to the people who voted for her. Now, the other part of the government is the opposition. It's their job to argue the opposite position. It's their job to look for the weaknesses in the position of the reigning government and to expose them by debating them and speaking out in various ways on various platforms. That's their job. They may not have achieved a mandate to govern, but they certainly have achieved a mandate to, as they say, to speak truth to power. However, what's happening in the Labour Party is that Jeremy Corbyn isn't doing anything very much, while his party members squabble amongst themselves about whether or not the entire world is being run into the ground by Jews or Trump or the Illuminati, or judging by some of the madder corners of that grouping of people who loathe each other even more than they loathe the Tories, the world is probably run by a bunch of disguised alien lizards from the planet Fomalhaut, and whenever they get enough power, they'll throw off their rubber masks and we'll all be policed by troops of 6-foot women in steel brassieres. Sorry, I'm getting carried away, aren't I? Anyway, you get my point. The Labour Party is a shambles, and carried away by all sorts of weird ideas that have absolutely nothing to do with rational politics. The Conservatives can't govern and Labour can't oppose. Meanwhile, we have a police force which is universally distrusted by the public after several very high-profile incidents in which they've arrested or prosecuted or persecuted people we see as innocent, while we also see others apparently getting away scot-free after they've committed horrendous crimes, and that goes from financial finagling to those rape gang fellows who did a runner before they could be tried because nobody in the police bothered to detain them. So who's piloting this ship anyway? And this led me to look up the technical meaning of the word government. So I got this. Government. Let's have a look. Authority. Influence, law, jurisdiction, politics, power. I'm not reading all of them. Regime, rule, state, union, regulation. Well, that's enough of that. That gives you an idea of what government should be about. Now, I thought, well, our government has none of those characteristics. So I looked up the antonyms, and here we get inferiority, opposition, powerlessness, submission, subservience, weakness, anarchy, and finally, revolution. Thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe, and if you wish to donate, click the Subscribe Star link where you can make a one-off payment or set up a regular contribution, or I have a PayPal account at grannyopteryx@gmail.com. Till next time.